Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now we'll get right into this What If. When the security bots opened fire, they separated from each other and dodged several blasts. All members of the team are on each side of the room. Gizmo tossed several small metal orbs that explode on impact, destroying several of the security bots. Jinx used her hex magic to disassemble all the bots in her range, while Mammoth rushed forward and smashed the robots into small little pieces. Izumi uses her reflex to dodge several blasts, then unleash Eclipse in a form of a whip, slicing through the metal of each robot that was in her range of her whip, leaving nothing but a pile of scrap metal on the ground. Izumi gauged how much time she has when it comes to her control over the plant or control of the plants. She soaked enough sunlight earlier in the day, so she has plenty of power. Her power is somewhat weakened because they're inside a building with no access to light outside of the lights in the factory. The next couple rooms, Izumi only found strange machinery. Izumi expects this is the assembly line for whatever robotics that they produce here. Izumi is still feeling unease about this whole situation. There's not a single person in this factory outside of the occasional security bot they would come across. They finally got into the middle of the factory as they see a big blast door. When Gizmo finally hacked into it, they could see all they could see is Lex Luthor in his power suit and General Zod. Izumi and her team are unaware of the Kryptonian in front of them. You can't be serious, Lex. These are the ones you want me to take care of. They're nothing but a bunch of kids. Don't let their age fool you, Zod. Just bring me the girl. You can kill the rest of them. Let's get this over with. This is degrading to think I am resorted to disciplining mere children. Did he just say Zod? Oh crap. We're so dead. This was a goddamn trap. Gizmo, get your head on straight. I've had a bad feeling about this operation since we started it. Everyone, get ready for a fight. Careful, Izumi. This guy's a Kryptonian. If he's anything like the rumors I've heard about him, be careful. Unlike the Boy Scout, he has no problem with killing. You kids are a lot more smarter than I gave you credit for. But your young friend is right. The only one of you will be left alive. Sorry, only one of you will be left alive. The rest of you, unfortunately, will have to die. Zod, stop playing around and just kill him already. I want my prize. Zod, in her thoughts. If I didn't need you, human, I would rip your head off that body of yours. The moment I get my wife, I'm going to enjoy killing you. Maybe I'll take the girl for myself. Clearly the human sees some sort of worth in her. Maybe this battle will be enlightening. The girl in question seemed to be the one in charge of this little team of kids. And the simple fact that she's showing no fear, knowing that she faces a Kryptonian. Interesting. I'll even allow them to attack me first. After all, I'm a gentleman. As I am a gentleman, after all. Gizmo, Jinx, take care of the one in the power suit. Mammoth, you're with me. As she's given orders to her team with authority, and Zod did notice that. Jinx and Gizmo nod at the order of their leader. Are you sure about this, Red? That I am. Sorry, that I am. I knew this was a possibility. I knew we were going to come across a Kryptonian. That's why I brought this. She has her katana in her hand, still sheathed. As Mammoth nods, he's still unsure why she's so. Sorry, he's still unsure why she's so confident in that sword. Zod doesn't see the girl or the sword a threat. Zod has no clue that the girl is very dangerous. He'll soon realize overlooking her is a grave error. Before he could ponder about the sword any further, Izumi and Mammoth rush forward while Jinx and Gizmo engage Lex Luthor, leaving Izumi and Mammoth to fight General Zod alone. Zod didn't move an inch, allowing the children to make the first move. Mammoth came in fast and close, struck Zod in the face with his fist, hard, while Izumi jumped over Mammoth's back and kicked Zod in the chest. As Zod gets pushed backwards a little bit from the impact, Izumi couldn't even see Zod move. He disappeared and reappeared in front of Izumi and struck her. Give me a second, guys. Struck her by the back of the hand. She had barely enough time to brace herself from the attack, as she does a couple cartwheels to recover from the momentum from being backhand across the face. As she spits out blood, spits out blood and wipes the blood that was on her face with her opposite hand. As Izumi sees Zod grab Mammoth by the throat and threw him against the walls, as he goes flying through several walls throughout the factory. You're strong, I'll give you that, rookie, but you're far too weak to fight against a Kryptonian. I can tell how you operate, girl. I can tell, girl, how you operate. You're a very competent leader, and you're quite strong for an Earthling. And you have good teamwork with your male friend over there. Mammoth comes rushing out towards Zod again, and uppercuts Zod. Comes rushing out at Zod. Zod uppercuts Mammoth and slams his head into the cement ground, leaving cracks from the impact, knocking him out. Zod wasn't paying attention to. Zod was only paying attention to Mammoth. He didn't notice Izumi approaching from behind as she unsheathed her kryptonite katana and plunged it through Zod's shoulder as she yanks the sword out. Then she stomped on the ground with her right foot as a stone fist comes bursting out of the cement, uppercutting Zod as the golem comes out of the ground and slams Zod into the ground with a vicious thud. The moment Zod tried to recover from the golem's attack, from being attacked by the golem struck Zod in the face as he goes flying out of the factory, as Izumi jumped on the golem's back and began to pursue the Kryptonian. Izumi finally located her Kryptonian opponent, as Zod is on one knee holding onto his right shoulder from being stabbed. Izumi was surprised. She was expecting him to be pissed off from being stabbed, but the man was simply smiling at her. A Kryptonian blade, or a kryptonite blade. Aren't we resourceful? Honestly, I'm quite impressed, girl. No, not girl, warrior. What is your name, young warrior? Izumi. You have my respect, Izumi. Not many people have the foresight to manage to wound me like this. I can see why the human has interest in you. Shall we continue? Izumi nods as she raised her hand upwards as 4 golems come right out of the ground as they all rush towards Zod, except the golem Izumi is standing on top of. She watched her golems being taken down by pure physical strength and heat vision. She jumped off the golem and ordered it to rush Zod. Zod simply cocked his hand backwards and struck the golem. When the golem was in his range, in his striking range, as he shattered it into several small pieces, creating a shockwave, shattering the glass from all the nearby buildings. Zod was smart enough to keep his distance from the Kryptonian, not Kryptonian, the Kryptonite blade, as he knows the closer he gets to that Kryptonite blade, the weaker he'll feel. Zod simply watches the redhead girl slam her fist into the ground. When she pulled her right arm out of the ground that she just smashed into, Zod noticed some sort of rock-like gauntlet on her hand, and on her left is still holding on to the kryptonite blade. Black whips comes bursting out of the ground, wrapping Zod tightly. Izumi grabbed onto the vines and swung Zod against several buildings as she yanks him towards her, smashing him in the face with her rock gauntlet as she let go of the vines. As he was flying into several buildings, then then she could see a large explosion in the distance where he landed. Izumi hears something in the air as she sees several news helicopters airborne and being broadcast all around Metropolis and even Gotham. She barely noticed the red and blue blur heading towards heading towards her Kryptonian opponent, going right past her. By the fast motion, her hair was waving by the wind that the blur figure was producing. As a few moments later, she heard battling by the sounds of it. It's heating up pretty fast. Then she saw Zod and Superman battling in the air as a beam struggle could be clearly seen by both Kryptonians, unleashing their heat vision at each other. As they both begin to create a small explosion from the heat vision, both Kryptonians flew backwards a bit from the impact of the explosion they created in the air. Izumi watches the battle in awe. She was too concentrated on the battle to hear footsteps behind her. As she felt a prick on her neck, she sees some sort of injector on her neck. As she begins to fall backwards, as Lex caught her and flew off with the Kryptonian blade to a unknown location to begin surgically implanting the obedience chip in her skull. Jiro and not Jiro. I keep saying Jiro for some reason. Jinx and Gizmo fought well against Lex, but were ultimately defeated, left unconscious. Mammoth and Jinx and Gizmo were rescued by Ico and brought to his safe house after stealing the car and tossing them in the back. About time Ico got to the scene where the battle was taking place, Izumi was nowhere to be seen. So he decided to get some answers from her teammates when they finally regained consciousness. As Lex finally touched down to one of his secret laboratories, as he handed the girl over to Mercy, and in front of Mercy, while carrying Izumi in his arms. Sir, what's going on? Who's the girl? Take her. I want her prep for surgery and sedate her. Now, Mercy. Good, sir. Meanwhile, the battle between the two Kryptonians intensify as Superman and Zod fists collide, making small shockwaves of wind from each blow. Whatever you're plotting here, Zod, I'm putting an end to it. Of course you would show up, Kal-El. I was enjoying myself with my battle with that young warrior. Unlike you, the girl has my respect. I will tell you one thing, Kal-El. You should be more worried about that young girl's fate. The young lady has caught the eye of one of your nemesis. I wonder if you'll be able to save her before it's too late. What to do? What to do? Look what we have here. Lambs to the slaughter. Zod looks up to the helicopters flying in the sky, with a smirk on his face. Zod, you wouldn't dare. They're innocents. No, that's a lie. Me and you know more. Sorry. You know the humans are far more than. Sorry. Try this again. You know that's a lie. Humans are far from innocent. Smirk still on his face. As. Oh, sorry. Zod. Keep saying sorry. I need to stop saying that. But, anyways. Zod's eyes glow red as he shoots up the heat vision at the helicopters. As he shot several helicopters out of the air, forcing Superman to rescue the innocent civilians, leaving Zod enough time to escape from the from the from the area. I don't know why that was hard to say, but anyways, let's continue. After catching several of the helicopters from crashing, Zod is nowhere to be found. Damn it, he got away. I can give chase, but what he said was troubling. Wait, the girl. Superman took flight and flew at his top speed where he saw the redhead girl. When he landed, the girl was nowhere to be found. As he has a disturbing feeling in his gut, he might have made the wrong choice. It might have been a mistake going after Zod first. As he flew back to the Hall of Justice to get some help from a friend. If anyone could figure out what's going on here, it would be Batman. He's not known to be the number one detective for nothing. Back to Lex. In his off-the-books laboratory, he's putting surgical gloves on as he begins the operation, placing the obedient chip onto Izumi's brainstem. As he begins closing the wound up, what's the status of her vitals? All green, sir. Good. Transport her to the part of the lab where we do his memory wipes. I want her placed in the machine and begin erasing all her memories. Then I could work on implanting false memories in her. Mostly saying that to himself, then Mercy. I don't understand, sir. Why are you doing this? Stop asking questions, do your fucking job. I don't pay you for your opinion. Understood, sir. As she said that with venom in her voice. Izumi was placed on a big metal chair as Mercy placed some sort of device over her head. As Lex walked into the room, as he immediately pressed the button to start the machine, as the machine began to erase her memory one by one, then replace it with false memories. This lasted for several hours. 6 hours has passed. Her memory has been completely wiped and replaced with false memories. And her false memories were of Lex Luthor, how he was the one who rescued her as a young baby and cared for her like a daughter and helped her gain control of her abilities, making sure she is loyal to him and him only. The obedient chip is only a safeguard in case she ever rebels against him. Several days later, Izumi woke up in her room, that she thinks her room from the false memories, with bandages all around her head. She woke up with a huge migraine. Lex is sitting by her bedside. Good, you're awake. You scare me there. Dad, what happened? Why am I in bed? Or why am I in my room? There was an accident when the machine malfunctioned. You were in the area. Luckily, I was able to remove the metal that was lodged into your head. You should take it easy for the next few weeks. Mercy will stay by your side. If you need anything, if you need anything. Any, yeah, I basically said that already. Let us continue. I have to get back to work. Okay, Dad. That's my girl. I'll see you later tonight. With Lex's spies in Hive, finding out her name was a simple task as he walks out of the room with a smirk on his face. Satisfied with his little acting, with his acting towards Izumi. Basically, his acting skills. A few moments later, Mercy walked into the room with a glass of water. You shouldn't sit up too fast, Lady Luthor. Here, drink this. Thank you, Mercy. It's quite alright. Now, lay back down. I'll be right here. As she sits down on the chair that was in the room, started reading her book. Mercy doesn't like what Lex is doing, not one bit. To manipulate a young girl in this way leaves a bad taste in her mouth. As the weeks progress, as Mercy gets closer to Izumi, she couldn't help but bond with the girl. She was nice, sweet, considerate of her feelings. She was the total opposite of Lex Luthor. She might work for the man, but she does not like him one bit. She even hates the man. When it comes to the general public, Lex Luthor spent a story that Izumi was his biological daughter and kept away from the public eye because of her unique abilities. And the public bought it up, making him look like a protective parent in the eyes of the public eye. Since the Hive communicator was destroyed by Lex, no one knew where Izumi's location is, and the general public has never seen her. Izumi has always been kept a sorry. He's always kept a close eye on Izumi. Lex is biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash Izumi to finally get rid of the thorn in his side, Superman. Mercy figured out a long time ago Lex is only using the girl to get rid of Superman, and Mercy knows Izumi would do anything for Lex. To her, that's her father, and she totally adores him. Only because of the, fake memories and all of that. Izumi is standing next to Lex while he's fiddling with some sort of device. As a man walk in that Izumi didn't recognize because of her memory being wiped. Ah, Zod, you're here. First time here. I only came here for what you promised. Very well, the device is almost ready. I'm just doing some finishing touches. Izumi dear, why don't you take Zod to get some refreshments while I finish up my work here? Zod has finally realized Izumi's presence. He was too annoyed by Lex to notice her at first. Father, come, Mr. Zod. And she has a bright smile on her face as she grabs onto Zod's hand as she leads him to the lodge area. Zod was quiet. Zod was quiet the whole time, trying to figure out what Lex did to the girl. After Zod asked a few questions, he came to the conclusion somehow he must have he must have had erased the girl's memories and somehow replaced it with fake ones. This has Lex's this has Lex Luthor MO written all over it. Zod simply dislikes the man. If he wasn't helping him rescue his wife, he would have killed him on the spot. He might still do it anyways. He's pondering the idea of killing Lex Luthor. So, Mr. Zod, is it true? You're a Kryptonian? With glee in her eyes, she's simply curious. I've always wanted to meet one of your kind. My dad has always talked about your species, especially the one that calls himself Superman. My dad doesn't really like him very much. But is it true? You can fly? It is, young lady. I've always wanted to fly. Izumi is unaware of Eclipse that's on her ring finger in the form of a ring with a engraving of a crow-like raven engraved onto it. Because of her memory being erased, she's unaware of the Nomu that's wrapped around her little finger. I've always had these weird dreams flying on a black bird. I know it's strange and probably stupid, but in those dreams I've always felt free. After getting up and started making the tea, after few minutes later, she finally finished the tea that she was making in the little kitchen that was in the lodge area. Zod was on one of the couches. Izumi sat across from Zod when she finished the tea and handed him a cup. That's pretty much how. That's pretty much how flying feels like, Izumi. As he's amused by the girl's questions, he was quite surprised that the tea was actually quite good. I got to say, this is very good. Thank you, Mr. Zod. After several minutes, Izumi was contacted by Lex, her father, so she thinks, through her phone, telling her to bring the Kryptonian to the section of the laboratory where the machine is located at. Please, follow me, Mr. Zod. I think Dad's done with what you requested. Izumi guided the Kryptonian to the section of the laboratory where the machine is located at. As she swiped her key card, where the device is being held. What is this contraption? As she stares at the huge machine. This is a means to open a pathway to the Phantom Zone. It's only what I could do. Sorry, I can stop saying that. It's only what I can come up with so little time. If I was given proper amount of time, I could have compacted the device in a smaller version of itself, like the one that Superman holds. Unfortunately, the power source I'm using on this device has a cool-off period after one use. Once I open the pathway to the Phantom Zone, it'll be some time before I can reopen the pathway. Shall we start it up? Zod is very suspicious of Lex. He thinks he's going to trap him in the Phantom Zone. He doesn't believe he would reopen the pathway back to Earth once he located his wife, so he came up with a plan that will force Lex to think twice from stranding him in the Phantom Zone. The moment Lex started the machine, Zod grabs Izumi before leaving Lex with one final word. I've taken the girl for insurance, so you don't trap me in the Phantom Zone. See you around, Lex. As she jumps through the portal with Izumi, Lex was too slow to stop them. As the portal closed with Zod, having a smirk on his face. Damn it, you Kryptonian. You're going to ruin all my goddamn plans. As Lex is furious over what Zod just did. Not because he cares about the girl. The girl is useful to him. And once that's done, he'll most likely toss her aside. Into the Phantom Zone. Being forced into an unfamiliar place, she doesn't like it here one bit. It feels cold to her, like she landed on a dead world with no plant life, no life in sight, just a desolated wasteland. What the hell, Mr. Zod? Why did you take me to this horrible place? Zod could clearly see how angry she is. She's even pouting at him. That took him by surprise. Relax, girl. I'm just making sure your father keeps his end of the bargain. I need to find Ursa. Who's Ursa? My wife. Now hold on. We need to cover as much ground as possible. It's only a matter of time before my abilities start to weaken, then fade away altogether. We'll be in trouble if that happens. As Zod picks up Izumi and takes flight to look for his wife somewhere in the Phantom Zone. He needs to find his wife as soon as possible before the other occupants of the Phantom Zone notice his presence here. Zod and Izumi are unaware of the longer she spends in the Phantom Zone, the weaker Izumi will get. With no access to sunlight, she'll eventually die. The red sun is vital for Izumi's survival. After a few moments of flying, Izumi knows a group of weird-looking aliens are surrounding a woman with... The woman seems to be held in some sort of... seems to be in some sort of battle stance, carrying some sort of self-made spear from rock. Get back, your vile creatures. She lunged her spear at several of the aliens that have started to get close to her. General Zod unleashed his heatwave vision on the aliens as they all scatter from the attack, as Ursa sees her husband floating down with some sort of red-haired girl. Zod gently set the girl on the ground as Ursa jumps on up to his arms, embracing him in a hug immediately afterwards, kissing him on the lips. Why are you here? Don't tell me that bastard sent you here as well. Kal-El has nothing to do with this, Ursa. I did something for a human and he found a way into the Phantom Zone. I'm here to rescue you, my love. So that's explained. But who's the girl? Insurance policy. Just in case the filthy human gets any smart ideas. Leaving me in this place. Oh, sorry, guy. Give me a second. You were always a smart one. That's why I fell in love with you. Well, I better introduce myself to the young girl then. Must be nice. Offended, husband. I've always been nice. Still there? As she waves, I'm sorry, I'm Ursa. And you are? Izumi Luthor. Pleasure to meet you, Ursa. As she gives Ursa a curtsy with her dress that she's wearing. Luthor, you're that offspring of that arrogant human? Apparently I missed a whole lot since I've been away. Well, anyways, it's a pleasure to meet you, Izumi. You give me a moment with my wife, Izumi. Just don't go too far. As Izumi nods, walks off from earshot, so she doesn't overhear the conversation. She doesn't want to be rude. What's going on, husband? There's one thing I know for sure. That girl isn't Lex Luthor's daughter. He wanted me to catch the girl for him. If I did, he would find a way into the Phantom Zone, so I rescued you. So I can rescue you. Rescue you, basically. I don't know how or why. He somehow erased the girl's memories and most likely placed false ones, believing that Lex Luthor is her father. Even I wouldn't stoop that low. Despite her innocent looks, she's a vicious warrior. She just forgot about it. Because of that goddamn human tempering with her mind. It's rare to see you so upset over a human, dear. That girl fought me head on and managed to hurt me. She has earned my respect, and I will not allow the likes of Luthor, of all people, to tarnish that young warrior. You suggest we do. I want you to get close to the girl. After all, you've always been good with people. The girl does have a very interesting power. What, husband? Apparently what I witnessed. She has complete control over nature. I have no idea to what extent yet, but she will be a valuable ally. I have no interest in Earth anymore. But with that girl's help, we could revitalize any planet. Make a once dead world into a thriving planet. And even if she's able to and she's even able to weaponize her plant life somehow. I don't truly understand it yet, but she's the only non-Kryptonian that has my respect. I wish to return her as she was. It would be my extreme pleasure to piss off that man by ruining his plans for the girl. From my dealings with the man, he has no good intentions for her. After all, sorry, that's not what I meant. All right, I'll get close to her. After all, I've always wanted myself a apprentice. When do we get back to Earth? How do you propose I get close to her without causing suspicion by the cue ball? I have a somewhat of idea what I have planned to do. I have a vague idea what he has planned for the girl. I'm guessing he's going to use her to kill Kal-El. I'll use his hatred for him. Then I'll gladly offer my services to help him while you get close to the girl. When he least suspects it, we'll strike and take the girl and leave Earth. To the planet I've already chosen for our people to make new Krypton. When that's said and done, we'll go after Brainiac. I came across some vital information that he has one of our Kryptonite cities, not Kryptonite, Kryptonian cities, in his little collection of shrinking cities. As we flash back before Izumi was captured by Lex Luthor, Gizmo, Mammoth, and Jinx has finally regained consciousness. Oh, where are we? We're missing someone. Where's Izumi? That's what I would like to know. As Aiko walks out of the shadows of the room, now the three of you have regained consciousness. Care to explain to me what the hell happened? And where the hell is the princess at? As that's where we're going to cut it. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Judging from time zones and all that, I'll catch you in the next video. Alright, bye.